Hi, I'm Georgiana, and I'm back with a new episode of the Speak English Now podcast, the podcast that helps you speak English fluently with no grammar and no textbooks. This is the second episode in our four-part series on going to the doctor. In the last episode, we practiced how to make an appointment on the phone. Today we will look at what happens when you actually arrive at the clinic. This part can be stressful too, because you may need to check in at the reception, show your insurance card, or fill out forms. Don't worry. We will learn the most common expressions. I will share some short examples, and then we will finish with a fun point of view story. When you arrive at a clinic or doctor's office, the first person you usually see is the receptionist. Here are some useful phrases. I'm here for my appointment. My name is John Smith. I have an appointment at 10 a.m. Here's my ID and insurance card. Do I need to fill out any forms? This is my first time here. I need to update my information. The receptionist might say, "Please take a seat in the waiting room." Or, "Fill out these forms and bring them back. We will call your name when the doctor is ready." Do you have a copay today? Copay means the part of the bill you pay even with insurance. Okay, so now let's see some realistic examples. Good morning. Can I help you? Yes, I'm here for my appointment. My name is Anna Torres. Is this your first visit with us? Yes, it is. Okay, please fill out these forms and bring them back with your ID and insurance card. Let's see another example. Good afternoon. What's your name? I'm here for a 3 p.m. appointment. My name is David Green. Welcome back, Mr. Green. Do you need to update your information? No, everything is the same. Great. Please take a seat in the waiting room. Another example could be a payment question. Hi, do you have your insurance card with you? Yes, here it is. Thank you. Your copay today is $20. No problem. Can I pay by card? Of course. Okay, so let's take a look at some extra vocabulary. Waiting room. That's the area where the patients sit before seeing the doctor. Forms. These are papers you fill in with your personal and medical information. An ID is an identification, like a passport or driver's license. And copay is the amount you pay at the clinic even if you have insurance. Now let's practice with a point of view story. I will tell you the same story, but in different points of view. This will help you practice grammar in a natural way. Last Tuesday, Mark went to the clinic for his appointment. He arrived 15 minutes early, just to be safe. At the reception desk, he said, "Good morning. I'm here for my 10 a.m. appointment. My name is Mark Johnson." The receptionist asked for his ID and insurance card. Mark proudly handed over his driver's license. But the receptionist looked at it and said, "Sir, this is expired. It expired 3 years ago." Mark was shocked. He had never noticed. Luckily, the receptionist still accepted it, but gave him a friendly warning. "You might want to renew this before your next visit." Then she gave him a clipboard with several forms to fill out. Mark sat in the waiting room and started writing. But there were so many questions. Allergies, surgeries, medications. He began to feel nervous. Finally, he reached the question that asked, "Emergency contact." Mark accidentally wrote down the pizza delivery number. He realized too late, and when the nurse saw it, she laughed and said, "Well, if you faint, at least we can order a pizza for you." Mark turned red, but laughed too. At least the clinic staff had a sense of humor. Now let's hear the same story from a different viewpoint. Last Tuesday, we went to the clinic for our appointment. We arrived 15 minutes early, just to be safe. At the reception desk, we said, "Good morning. We're here for our 10 a.m. appointment. Our name is Johnson." The receptionist asked for our ID and insurance card. We proudly handed over our driver's license. But the receptionist looked at it and said, "This is expired. It expired 3 years ago." We were shocked. We had never noticed. Luckily, the receptionist still accepted it but gave us a friendly warning. "You might want to renew this before your next visit." Then she gave us a clipboard with several forms to fill out. We sat in the waiting room and started writing. But there were so many questions. Allergies, surgeries, medications. We began to feel nervous. Finally, we reached the question that asked, "Emergency contact." We accidentally wrote down the pizza delivery number. We realized too late. And when the nurse saw it, she said, "Well, if you faint, at least we can order a pizza for you." We turned red, but laughed too. At least the clinic staff had a sense of humor. Great! I love using stories like these. They're easy to remember and really helpful to learn English. A bit of humor also makes the process more funny and enjoyable. You can find more of this method in my premium courses. Visit speakenglishpodcast.com/courses. If you want to help me, share the podcast with your friends and family. That would mean a lot. Thanks. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy today's episode? Get the transcript now at speakenglishpodcast.com.